And we back once again with another very special episode tonight of the Superhero Homies podcast. There's been a few things that have been happening lately in the realm of superheroes and comic books and all that kind of cool shit. I shouldn't have said shit. You know, they say that like for YouTube, you shouldn't swear in like the first 40 seconds or something, you know?
Yeah, I think I have heard something like that. Like, there's like an algorithm or something.
Yeah, that's what they say. We'll get them next time.
I was gonna say, do you give a fuck about that?
Probably not as much as I should.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, more than I used to, but still not as much as I should, you know? Somewhere in there.
It's interesting, man. I feel like the longer you go on, the more you care about shit like that. Because if you're not a content creator, you don't really understand this, right? But it's kind of like, I mean, we were just talking about this. It's kind of like losing weight, right? Like if you actually like get on like a diet exercise plan and stick to it, you'll like drop a little bit and then you'll like plateau for a little while and then you'll drop a little bit. It's going to kind of come in stages like that. Content creation is very similar to that. Like when you first start getting out there, it's mainly just going to be like the people that you know that listen to your shit. And then slowly but surely, you know, your clips and things like that will make it out there. People find you by accident. And the algorithm will find you and will wisp you up. You know, let's just say you had 10 listeners before. The algorithm might bump you up to 70. And then you're going to hang out there for a while. You know, you're going to go 71, 72, 73. And then you'll put out a short or something that the internet will love. And then you'll get like 50 new people. So it kind of goes like that, you know?
Yeah. And I guess the other thing that's different, though, is that, like, when it comes to, like, you know, weight loss or muscle gain or anything like that, it's like the difference is the laws of thermodynamics are undefeated.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the laws of content creation are still being made.
Right.
And, like, shit changes on the daily basis. Almost,
oh, it does.
You know? Yeah,
there was a point in time where, like, almost all the algorithms, if you said anything about like COVID, pandemic, any of that shit, all of them would drop you.
Yeah, that's like, right. Yeah,
they would sink you.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what you said about it. You know, just
yeah, they're just looking for those keywords. It's an AI making these decisions, not a human being.
Right.
So
yeah. But speaking of human beings, Spider-Man is a human being.
He is, and we got some incredible news today. Now, you know, we have different levels of leaks, right? So there's like, you know, this is probably bullshit. Then there's kind of this middle gray area where it's like, you could probably believe this. It might be bullshit, but maybe not. Mm-hmm. And then there's kind of like this is probably the thing, you know? And then there's like a sure thing. I'm going to say this is somewhere in the middle of all that, you know? I'm assuming that this is what you were talking about. The rumor is that Joe Keery has been cast in the new Spider-Man, and if you don't know who that is, he is from Stranger Things. He plays Steve Harrington in Stranger Things, and the rumor is that he is going to be the MCU's Harry Osborn.
That is pretty significant.
It's stellar casting.
It's great casting, and then it also makes you pause for a second and realize, man, we've had 3 Spider-Man movies and I don't know what 6 Spider-Man appearances and no Harry Osborn yet, but now it's the perfect time to bring him in. There's so many questions though that like this brings up. First of all, like this is all based on this rumor actually being true,
right? You know? Correct.
And then secondly, it's like, does Tom's Peter know anything about Harry Osborn? Like, was there anything that Andrew or Toby's Peter said to Tom Holland's Peter about Norman or Harry?
I mean, I think he knows about Norman.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I completely think that we may be in a situation here, and this is kind of maybe how I would play it, is like, maybe in this version of the MCU, like, Peter knows who he is, and Peter is incredibly suspicious of him because his dad killed Aunt May, right, from another multiverse. And yeah, I mean, I would love to see them go a route where like Peter's like super suspicious of him, like he's sketch whatever, but Harry is actually legit the whole time.
Yeah.
And either Peter eventually comes around to that, or Peter eventually does something to inadvertently kind of create his own nemesis, you know, where it's like his like deep-seated mistrust of this person who has done nothing to him kind of leads him to fuck him over, and then he does, you know, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy type thing.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
You know, that also reminds me of something else that I saw recently too. It was somebody who was working closely with the movie. I don't remember if it was a writer or a director for Brand New Day, but someone said something along the lines of, no one has guessed who the villain is yet.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, today we get this casting. So it just, I don't know, it makes you wonder. You know what's weird, though? Like, when I saw that casting news, it sent me down like a spiral of Spider-Man thinking. And it's weird, right? Because with the Raimi movies, the setup for Harry turning heel was perfect. The execution...
Yeah.
It's where they fucked up at.
It was terrible.
Yeah, and it was made even more terrible because the setup was so good, you know?
Yeah, and the fact that, like, that movie had 700 things going on.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's a blink and you miss it thing. Like, they built it up over several films. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, man, I really fucking hate Peter Parker now. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I really dislike that you hate me, man, but... there's like 4 other villains out here.
Yeah.
And
I have a black suit that I have to deal with.
I really got shit I got to do. Yeah. Like, maybe they'll make a 4, and then he just kind of zips out the window.
And Harry dies.
Yeah. That's one thing I will say, man. They better not one and done Harry Osborn here. I will be livid.
Bro, they're at the point now where, like, one and doneing so many of these villains that they've introduced. I'll be honest, man. Regardless of what you think of any of the MCU movies that we've gotten this year, none of them should be one and done.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not a huge fan of how they particularly use Red Hulk and Brave New World, but it's still the Red Hulk, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see him again. Like, you know, they have him tucked away in a place where if they need him, they can get him out, but, you know, who knows? You know, obviously, Sentry's kind of like a wild card, a piece that you can manipulate if you're good enough, and then you just kind of use him for your own nefarious goods or means, whatever. And then, who else we just get? Oh, yeah, Galactus, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to come back. So,
and the Surfer.
Yeah, and the Surfer. Both have got to return. Yeah, with Brand New Day, though, man, the more I think about this movie, the more curious I get with it. They're doing a lot of practical effects with this.
Yeah. Also, they're doing a terrible job of security on the set. Because it feels like every day there's like, it's like Peter Parker is out there getting pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to assume that this is all done knowingly or on purpose. That's what it feels like.
Probably.
You know, because, yeah, you're right. Every day we're getting just tons of new pics and videos of Spider-Man swinging through the city or Spider-Man interacting with, like, you know, the fans or people. It's a lot, but I think that it's done on purpose. I think they're using this as like a marketing tool.
It's smart, if so.
Yeah.
Sony didn't come up with that. I promise you. Now, I will say this. You know, next week we're gonna be ranking Phase 5 of the MCU.
What does that start?
That is no, not Quantumania. Quantumania was the beginning of Phase 4, right?
Yep.
It ends at Thunderbolts, and maybe it is no. So it is starting at Quantumania because Phase 4 began with WandaVision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's from Quantumania to Thunderbolts.
Gotcha. So Fantastic Four technically is not part of...
No, Fantastic Four is the launch of Phase 6, which only have 4 movies in it.
That's fucking weird. All right.
Yeah, to go from like, okay, there was, I think there's 19 films in the first 3 phases, and that's it. And then in like phases 4 and 5 are like almost as many films and then like 20 fucking TV shows and yeah, Secret Invasion is in Phase 5.
Oh man, yeah. Phase 5 is going to be interesting to rank. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of things fighting for last place.
There is. Yeah, there really is. I mean, we may even need to just start at the top and be like decide whether Guardians or Thunderbolts is number 1 and then just go from there.
So, No Way Home, that was still in Phase 4, huh?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, we'll get a full list together.
Yeah, we'll get that out for you guys.
But I bring this up during the Spider-Man because I want to point out that, you know, this movie has to do a lot, and I'm getting really worried about it now because it's like, okay, well, the Punisher's in it, okay, the Hulk is in it, all right, Scorpion is in it. We're introducing Harry Osborn. He's got to have an arc, okay?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We're going to apparently deal with the whole Doctor Strange spell thing. I don't know if Strange himself will be in it, but there's going to be a bunch of fallout from that.
Sadie Sink and, whatever.
Yeah, as Mayday Parker or whoever.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, okay, I mean, that's a lot. And then you let's just say that we keep it simple and make it a pretty basic, Spider-Man film. We still have not a fucking thing for a Doomsday.
Yeah.
And also, the MCU is starting to feel real disjointed, and we'll get into that in our subject matter tonight. But like, if Wilson Fisk does not at least make a cameo here, I mean, that's gonna feel so disjointed.
It's a weird time for them to say that they're, finally making Spider-Man ground level in the MCU and not have him interact with the Kingpin in any way, especially with the Kingpin making big moves in the MCU right now.
Especially, Born Again Season 1 spoiler, but like, this motherfucker just held the Punisher hostage.
Yeah.
And Daredevil is currently recruiting an army, and we're assuming that Punisher is going to be in Season 2 of Born Again, which is going to come out before this movie.
Yep.
So
maybe everyone dies in Born Again Season 2.
Yeah. Frank Castle's the only one who doesn't make it out.
Yeah. Holy shit. I don't know, man. That is a good point you bring up, though, because I'm not certain exactly where they go or how they handle this.
I want to talk about Born Again, too, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Cox says some shit over the weekend he's going to regret probably for the rest of his existence. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? So, Charlie Cox, over the weekend at some convention, come to DragonCon, Charlie.
Yeah.
We want to talk to you about E33. But over the weekend, Charlie Cox mentioned something about the new season. Somebody asked him about it. It was actually about the suit, and he actually said he was really excited because all the suits they've ever used in Daredevil in any season have always been like a replication of something from the comics. He said, and then I quote, "But for this next and final season, we came up with one that's specifically for the show."
I did see that.
And the internet fucking imploded.
Like, I'm sorry, did you say final?
To the point that Vincent D'Onofrio actually came out and said it is very likely not the last season.
What do you think about that?
I think it's not been renewed, and they are talking about possibly not renewing it. But I don't know. I mean, I would hate that if that's just how it is. But you also got to look at, they made a lot of mistakes with Born Again. I think especially going into the way that they set it up and like how poorly it was advertised, and which is basically not at all. How they really like segmented it, all the news of all the production issues it was having over the years certainly didn't help. People didn't like the ending. A lot of people had issues kind of with the way the first episode was shot. I didn't. I gave it a 10. Go check out our review. But I think when you, for our listeners especially, if I was on the fence about that show, right? And I like tuned in to see what we thought about the first episode, and we're over here like, oh my god, it was amazing. And then I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll give it a shot. Let's see if it keeps it up. If you tune in and listen to us review the last episode, you might skip.
Yeah.
And you'd be forgiven for doing so. I do not think you should skip it, but it's half of a whole, 100%.
Yeah.
50%, I guess.
Going back to that finale, it's like, not to re-review it, but you can just kind of tell that the finale for Born Again, it was half in the bag. Like and this is like a bigger symptom of a bigger problem that Marvel has, and that is they didn't know where they were going, and you can tell.
Right.
And hopefully now they have a better idea and understanding of what they want to do for season 2 and how they want to tell this story. And how they wanted to tie in to like the greater Marvel universe. Because, don't get me wrong, even if it stays street level, that street level is going to encompass the likes of Spider-Man. And how much is Spider-Man handicapped by the Sony deal?
Right.
So there's a lot going on there. And maybe it's one of those things where they have to work it like this. Spider-Man can't show up in Born Again, but Daredevil can be in the Spider-Man project,
Right.
So there's workarounds they can do. I just don't understand or have any kind of clue what game they're playing at here with the Hulk being in the Spider-Man movie. For me, like he's kind of the thing that sticks out the most.
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm interested in it. We always knew that he was going to have an MCU kind of mentor figure. He always does.
It's the Punisher.
Oh God. Frank Castle's like, just shoot him, Red. Replace that web with some bullets and just kill him.
Just shoot him.
Yeah. And honestly, the best part of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is to me is when he meets up with Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And I love their dialogue there, especially the part where Peter's like, man, you're really good at fighting. And Matt's just like, you're not.
Yeah. And that was great, right? Because, if for anyone who had a problem with that saying, man, Spider-Man should have wiped the floor with Daredevil, maybe he should have, but Peter's been Spider-Manning for 12 days in that TV show.
Yeah, he doesn't have no special Tony Stark suit.
Yeah.
He don't even have a special Norman Osborn suit yet.
Yeah. And, he doesn't have any concept of what he's doing. So, yeah, the highly trained blind ninja's going to kick his ass pretty much every time in that scenario.
And it's not like they did anything where Daredevil picked him up and threw him off the roof or no shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Spider-Man tried to punch him and Daredevil was like,
no,
fuck you slow.
Yeah. And predictable.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He just said he can't fight.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't strong. He just said he can't fight.
Right. Speaking of Spider-Man, I know we're talking a lot here about Brand New Day, but there's been a lot about it. So I always forget his name. Nacho, who was in Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Michael was, I forget his name. Very, very good actor. He was in Homecoming.
Right.
As Matt Gargan, and the man who is supposed to eventually become Scorpion. I thought they dropped it, but he will return as Scorpion.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that he's posted some pictures, I guess, to his social media, pictures of Scorpion, but they're very specific pictures of Scorpion. They're pictures of Scorpion that have reminiscence of the symbiote. Matt Gargan was I guess he was technically the second Venom after Eddie Brock. One of the more prominent Venoms. He was Venom during Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers run. And that's when Norman got a fucked up version of all the Avengers and put them together. He got Daken to be Wolverine. He had Matt Gargan, Scorpion as Venom, for Spider-Man. And so he kind of had a stand-in for everybody. He was a stand-in for, Norman was a stand-in for Tony and Captain America with the Iron Patriot suit. I hope they don't go this route with introducing Venom in this way. And it's not that I don't think that it's interesting seeing Matt Gargan with the Venom suit. I think it's actually refreshing after seeing 3 movies with Sony's version of Eddie Brock with the suit. But I don't think it's time now because there's a lot going on in this movie already.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, fuck it, just go ahead and get Donald Glover to show up as the Prowler. If we just doing everything,
Yeah. For realsies though, like it's a lot going on, and I'm just not certain if they're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. I imagine that maybe some of this it would be like almost like montage-esque, like things that Spider-Man is doing on a daily basis. What if Brand New Day is literally it's like it's Marvel's version of Friday. It takes place all in one day, and so you get like from the beginning of his day all the way to the end of his day, and and it's just that.
That would be really cool.
Yeah,
that'd be a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of want it now. I'm gonna kind of be mad if I don't get it now. Yeah, and then all this, the movie has to do all these things, and once again, the thing I'm worried about is fucking Doomsday, because I need this to be a good movie, and I also needed to give people a reason to like come watch Doomsday. If it can only do one of those things, it's gonna be the first one, I think. But I think that would be a mistake to only do the one. So who knows, man? Because there's gonna be all these politics in this one, right? As far as like Sony and Disney.
Yeah.
Sony's not going to want this to be a 2.5 hour commercial for an Avengers movie. Not that we want it to be that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think Sony's going to push back hard to Disney trying to, build on their stuff. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I always forget that Sony's still a part of this.
I know. You want to forget that he is.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to talk about before we go forward is fucking Superman is coming out in 2 days on digital.
That seems fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. James Gunn, I don't think, was really behind that decision because they let James Gunn announce it, but the way he said it was he was like, hey, Superman is going to be out on digital on August 15th. Hey, just so you guys know, you should probably try to catch it while it's still in theaters. I don't know if this was a thing where, DC set this date way in advance, but to me, it's really odd for a movie to be coming to digital that soon and it's still making money. Like, it's still got legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really odd to me. Now, there's a chance that they want it out before, like on digital, before Peacemaker hits, and that would make sense because I think Peacemaker's in, 2 weeks?
Yeah, 21st.
So, yeah, man, we're gonna have to push Doomsday Clock way out again. But yeah, I mean, I think Peacemaker is maybe they want it out before Peacemaker, and that's the play there. But I agree with you; it feels so fast.
Yeah, that's it's an interesting choice. I feel like it's not one that James Gunn himself made. This seems like it came from higher than him, like Zaslav or someone else. It's it's a decision to make. I don't think I agree with it. I think that this is such a reactionary thing to do, right? Because if you have a movie that's just absolutely flopped and is tanked at the theaters, then I understand the rush to go ahead and get it on digital. You can recoup some of your money, that way.
Right.
I get that. But if your movie is still doing well in theaters and people are still trending out to see it, then just let it sit out there for a while.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like maybe another way to do it would be like to announce when it is coming out on digital, but that date be like fucking 6 months away.
Right.
It's just weird, man, because like even you and I, as millennials, we are old enough to remember times when, man, if we don't get to go see this thing in the theaters, like in the next 2 weeks, then we have to wait like 8 months before we can see it on like DVD.
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. Because back in the day, we talked about this, our local theaters here are playing the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings. They're doing one a week. And I was reminiscing about, like, when I was a kid, Lord of the Rings came out in theaters, and they released them 1 year apart. So it was, I think, 2000, 2001, and 2001, 2002, 2003. The fucking DVD, at least the extended cut anyway, didn't come out till right before the next movie was about to hit theaters. It took like over 9 months. It's a long time, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, back then, I mean, obviously it was a different situation, but still, you know, looking at Disney Plus, you know, just the last couple of numbers or whatever, it's crazy to me because what was the Captain America? What's it called?
Brand New Day.
No, see, that's what I kept thinking.
Brave New World.
Brave New World, yeah. It was in the lead for on Disney Plus, I think, for like 40 weeks or some shit.
Jeez.
I don't know if it's been out that long, but a long ass time, right? And then, you know, you had Thunderbolts come out and it did great numbers on Disney Plus. And you have to wonder, like, have a lot of people just brushed off the theater experience of the MCU? You know,
I think so.
And it's hard for me to blame them, especially if you're like the kind of casual date night kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go to the theater on like a Saturday night at 7. I'll be honest, man, I don't really want to be in that theater either.
No.
Because, like, somebody's going to have a baby in there.
Right.
People going to be on their phones. Somebody's going to be talking.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not that fun when you're in there with a bunch of people who are there because there's nothing else to do right now.
yeah. Yeah, me and you, when we go to the premiere.
Yep.
And those are still packed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Jurassic World, which made a fuck ton of money somehow. But, yeah, I mean, when, like, Fantastic Four, if you went to the showing we went to, you'd come out of that movie theater thinking, oh, that movie's going to make $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't. Far from it.
Yeah.
You know? And I think a lot of that casual movie-going crowd has just been like, well, the shit's going to come out on Disney Plus before the next thing comes out, so fuck it. I mean, I'm just going to wait.
And it's a shame because Disney's kind of programmed the viewers to feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Disney did it. And then now they're like, hey, why are you guys doing that?
Yeah. Come on, guys. Go sit in theater.
But that brings us to our source material tonight.
That it does. Homies, one and all, allow us to welcome you back to another very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the world's greatest co-host. I'm referring to the homie Caleb.
That's me. What's going on, everybody? I am back again. It feels like we haven't recorded in a while, but that's weird because didn't we just review something on Thursday?
We just reviewed Saga.
That's right.
And for the record, I am still working on getting that uploaded. I had some problems with the video files, but it is still in the works. So I'm not sure which episode you guys will see first, this or Saga, but you will see it regardless.
I'll also tell you that Saga episode is going to be in the nominations at the Homie Awards for the We Didn't Want to Talk About the Material, which is weird because we all really, really liked it. I think it was just a matter of we hadn't done an episode with the four of us in too long.
I think that's what it was.
And so we were talking about, I mean, that was the most rabbit hole episode I think I've ever been on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that one was, it was a lot of rabbit holing going on there.
It was so much.
Yeah. You know, I was skimming through, like, you know, just editing bits of it and trying to get it set up for rendering and whatnot. And I was like, when did we talk about the goddamn book?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, I bet if you just clicked at 10 random places throughout that file, you have a very good chance of us not talking about Saga at any of them.
Yeah, yeah. It was to the point where I was sitting here thinking, like, what do I call this episode? Like, if I call it Saga Review, I'm just going to piss people off who are going to be looking for Saga.
Be like, random shit that was on our minds today and Saga.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, man, I don't know. It was a weird thing because we all really, really loved the material, but yeah, for whatever reason, we didn't actually talk about it a lot.
Yeah. That was yep. Hey, you know, this is like episode, I don't know, 500 or 600 something. You know, they can't all be home runners.
That's right. You know, maybe at some point we'll sit down and like and just maybe like before we do the second book, You know, maybe we'll sit down and just like do like a quick like analysis, like just talk about just the first one or something. You know, like a little recap or something like that.
Yeah, that might be
in order.
Yeah.
The saga review for realsies this time. We promise.
Yeah. And also promise the Doomsday Clock review. Not only will it happen, it'll be more concise than our saga review.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a lot at some point, because now we have. So we said we're going to do every episode of Peacemaker, right? Mm-hmm. And then, so next week we're going to rank Phase 5. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to be off for Dragon Con. Then when we come back, we got to review Dragon Con. Mm-hmm. And before Dragon Con even starts, Peacemaker will have started.
Peacemaker starts technically before we go to Dragon Con.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm saying Peacemaker already will have been started.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's indefinite.
I'm gonna find some time. I'm gonna set a date for it, and whatever that date is, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we probably gonna have to go back to doing some twofers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We made you some content, or we will make you some content. Hell, there's probably a large portion of the listener base that still isn't caught up from the like fucking 3 months that we did to a week.
Yeah. That was man, that was an exercise right there.
We put 5 episodes out in 1 week.
We did. I remember that very vividly.
That was some bullshit. It was great though.
Oh yeah,
but it was some bullshit.
Great times.
But yeah, tonight, folks, we're actually going to be talking about Eyes of Wakanda. Mm-hmm. This dropped all at one time on Disney Plus, kind of a stealth drop. But I will admit, you know, I was just breezing over the Disney Plus numbers over here, and it actually has been number 1 in the U.S. since it dropped. So,
that's good.
Yeah. So,
yeah, Eyes of Wakanda. I think this is the 15th Marvel TV show.
Yeah. This does not. What I'm about to say here does not reflect on the quality of the show at all, right? But you remember, like, when James Gunn and Peter Safran like were announced as like the heads of DC, mm-hmm. and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna scorched earth, start over from scratch," and DC still had like fucking Aquaman 2 and like the Shazam. Flash and Shazam 2 and all that, and they were like, well, we already shot all this stuff, mm-hmm. so we're gonna put it out. Yeah, I feel like we're in that stage of Marvel right now. The MCU is there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Where they're just like, yeah, we're going to really try to focus on, like, not putting out a ton of nonsense. But we already shot all this stuff, so mm-hmm. here you go.
Yeah. And, I mean, no disrespect to Ironheart, but that was one of those shows as well.
Yeah.
Where, you know, like you said, they were in the process of, okay, let's get more focused and concise, but we already started working on a lot of this other stuff that we had. So we're going to go ahead and roll it out and hope for the best. Because with both Ironheart and Eyes of Wakanda, and I don't like this correlation one bit, but like the 2 Marvel projects that are like black focused and black led got like 0 press.
Yep. And, but they were really, really, really quick to stamp Ryan Coogler's name all over this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
again.
Okay, you know, if Ryan Coogler was just like, if they were just like, you know, kind of like they did with James Gunn and the Guardians, if they went to Ryan Coogler and were like, anything that's Wakanda, that's you. You're in charge of that shit. Mm-hmm. Go for it. That'd be fine. But then they also put his name all over Ironheart. So it kind of just comes across as anything that's black,
yeah,
we're going to say you came up with it.
Yeah.
I need to know how much Ryan Coogler was on set. Like, what percentage of the filming had Ryan Coogler on set? What percentage of the script was written by Ryan? You know?
You know, again, none of it took place in Compton, so he didn't write any of it. All right. I mean, Ryan Coogler, he is, first of all, he's probably the hottest director in Hollywood right now. Like, he is the director of the hour.
Oh, yeah.
And for good fucking reason. Like, he's tremendous.
He's basically become the Sanderson of movies right now. Mm-hmm. He don't miss.
Yeah. And with that being said, like, his profile is the highest it's ever been, and he's probably the busiest he's ever been. And I say that to say this, I don't know how much time he could have possibly given to Ironheart or Eyes of Wakanda. and it's like his name is on it, yes, but his name isn't on either of these products in terms of writing any of it, directing any of it, or being like he's got like the EP stamp for these shows,
right?
And what the EP does varies wildly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, usually they just say something like, "I don't want to see Superman flying around."
I don't want to see him in that suit.
I don't want to see him in that suit, and he's got to fight a giant spider.
Fight a giant spider. Let's put some polar bears by the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, they usually just give little notes like that.
Yeah,
or none at all. It may be like the '94 Fantastic Four, and like they never even show up one day to the set at all.
Oh man. But with that being said, folks, Eyes of Wakanda, the latest MCU TV show. I want to start with this. I want to lead with love, but then I also want to say some things that maybe don't sound quite like love.
Pop off, you.
Eyes of Wakanda. I want to say that this is actually on me for not understanding what this show was going to be. When I clicked play on Disney Plus, I saw the synopsis for the entire series. It's only four episodes, and I saw that it's mostly about these Wakandan spies or assets who are leaving Wakanda in search of Wakandan items that have been taken or misplaced, and they're bringing them back to Wakanda. So we get like these 4 separate adventures of these 4 kind of, I guess you can say, ancient almost Wakandans who go out to retrieve these artifacts. And that is the basis of the show. And I want to try to judge the show based on what this show is and not judge it based on what I think this show should have been.
Right.
And that is going to be the challenge for me, because I think that this show should have been something completely different. Wakanda is extremely, extremely vast in its lore, in its technology, in its peoples. I wanted to see and learn about Bashinga, the first Black Panther. I wanted to see and learn more about Bast, the Panther goddess, and I wanted to learn more about the political intrigue there. I wanted to learn more about the formation of the Dora Milaje. I wanted to learn more about, the formation of the War Dogs even. I wanted to see the inner workings of Wakanda and explore more of this vast, beautiful place. That is not what this show is at all.
No, I think you actually only get to see Wakanda in 2 of the 4 episodes.
Yep.
I agree with you, right? Like, obviously, like, there's what we wanted this show to be and what it is. Mm-hmm. They honestly could have called this show like War Dogs.
They could have,
because that's really what it's about. Is like the main characters of the episodes are all war dogs, really. Mm-hmm. I do enjoy this, but it also, in its purpose, is kind of all over the place. Like, at the end of the day, right? Like, whether I like this show or not, at the end of the day, it is a nothing burger. It is not important at all, the MCU. At least with Ironheart, we could say, okay, well, it did introduce a couple characters, Mephisto being like the big one, right? Where it's like, okay, that's going to have an implication in the future. But with this show, it is completely and totally skippable if you're not into it. There's not one single thing that has any chance, really, of popping back up or being referenced or any of that. As a matter of fact, the whole concept is that nobody knows about any of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's true. So this show, it's an interesting concept, but man, when I think about making a show based on Wakanda and like ancient inhabitants of Wakanda, I wasn't thinking about this at all, and so yeah, again, that's my challenge. It's just judging this show based on what it is, and for what this show is, I think it's okay.
What I would have really liked here, what was the thing that they did with the boys?
Diabolical?
Yeah, with Diabolical. I would have liked to have seen something kind of like that, where like they would have like different like black artists and writers come in and like team up people who had never done things before and like let somebody do the art, somebody do the writing, and kind of like make it like every episode is kind of its own anthology, and like the art style would be different. Like it would just be kind of like Diabolical was, where it's like, here it is, you can just do what you want with it. Yep. I would have loved for them to do something like that.
Right.
Even if we still got these sort of, kind of random. Well, they're not random. They do tie together loosely, but we got these different stories throughout history, and even if we didn't have that connective thread through it, I think that would have been a really cool thing for them to do.
Yeah. No, that would have been really cool. I mean, because, with The Boys Diabolical, like, does that show have, like, a huge impact on The Boys TV show after it? No. But Diabolical, in and of itself, was such a fun watch because each episode felt different and unique, but also still felt like The Boys.
Yeah, right.
And I agree. I think something like that would have worked amazingly here. But instead, what we have are these kind of bite-sized half-hour episodes that are one-offs. Like for the most part, they don't really tie in together. Like you said, they are loosely threaded together, but for the most part, no, there is no real connective tissue going from one story to the next. They're their own kind of individual things. And so you don't really get that attached to any of the characters. You can't go that deeply into any of the stories because they're only 30 minutes.
Yeah. And all the characters are really one-dimensional.
They are. Because they don't have time to be anything else.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but do you think that this series originally had more episodes?
I do feel like, I really think that they were originally trying to structure this kind of along the lines of like the first season of What If, where we were going to get this big kind of maybe time travel adventure where we were going to get the Wakanda and Black Panthers or whatever at the end, or, and something like that, where, we were going to get all these like team ups throughout time or some shit. And then I think mid-production, they were like, nah, cut that. And then they just kind of like wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Real nice. Because I could totally see them being like, okay, well, we were working on 10 episodes. All right, well, which ones do you have complete? Well, we got these 4. All right, give it.
Yeah.
Because it's really weird. The first 2 episodes are very, like, they're much more tied together than the rest of the show. Because you have this situation where the main character from the first episode is kind of in the leadership role in the second episode.
Yeah.
And you almost could think that maybe they wanted to do that all the way through time.
Yeah.
Like generationally. And that would have been cool, but not with what we got here. It would have got really old, actually.
It would have got real old if they did that for 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a long line of, spies and war dogs and Dora Milaje. Yeah.
And I can tell you that it would have got old after 10 episodes because it got old to me before we got to the end of 4. So, which of these episodes would you say is your favorite, and like which one is your least favorite?
My favorite actually might be episode 3.
Yeah.
And I think the reason for that is because it felt like a breath of fresh air. By the way, full spoilers.
Yeah, full spoilers for the entire 2 hours of this thing.
Right. I might say episode 3 is my favorite simply because it was a breath of fresh air to see like another Marvel character, So we got an Iron Fist here,
The best Iron Fist we've ever got.
That bar is not high, Caleb. Not high at all. She could beat the Netflix Danny Rand without using the Iron Fist.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. This is the best iron we ever fisted.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She could actually, I think, give the power of the Iron Fist to that Danny Rand from Netflix, and then whoop his ass.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you lost your powers? Well, shit, here you go.
Here you go. You can have this."
And then she's like, "Wah." Yeah, 100%. She was awesome. I think I have to agree with you. I think the 4th episode would have been my favorite if it had like an hour.
Yeah.
If it was like, if it had time to breathe, because really you could totally see this being a 2-parter.
Absolutely.
The way I would have really loved this is actually if they almost kind of did like kind of like a Terminator type thing with it,
yeah.
where the whole first episode is actually all the future stuff. And then you have what was her name?
The Black Panther in that episode.
Yeah. If you have her at the end, be like, this is the only way, and like then she goes back into the future. And then the second episode would be kind of what we got here, where we're focusing more on Kuda and Prince Tafari.
Yeah, that would have been the move. And again, to your point, it felt like that was supposed to be at least a two-parter.
Yeah,
because there was a lot going on there, and there was a lot of meat left on the bone, but they never got to it. And and also like with the ending of it, the way that they try to tie it on in together with Black Panther 1. They were definitely trying to cook with something, but it didn't get to be on the stove long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is raw.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay is not gonna like that shit. He's gonna be very upset.
Very upset. Yeah. So it I agree. I think that The Last Panther, that's the name of that episode, it should have been like the favorite, but it needed like at least another 20 to 30 minutes to really cook.
It's also been heavily criticized as well because it breaks the MCU's own time rules.
Oh, yeah.
Because, in Avengers Endgame, they very, very thoroughly and explicitly have detailed the way that the time travel works, in the sense of it is very much the Dragon Ball Z theory, where going into the past cannot change your present.
Right.
You would essentially either create or uncreate a split in the timeline. Now, what I can see here, the only way that this makes sense, and I actually am okay with this from this standpoint, and I think maybe the episode should have added something to prevent the plebs on the internet from going into a frenzy about this. Not the people listening to this show. You're not plebs. I meant everybody else. But in Endgame, right? So there's that moment where the Hulk goes back and he talks to the Ancient One, and she talks about how like, oh, well, if you take this, it's going to split my timeline off, and like my timeline is fucked. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, not if I actually return this at this exact moment in time. This would keep your timeline from being split off. So the only way that it makes sense here is if these two took the axe, and then that created the branch timeline that she is from.
Yep.
And then she comes back and says, no, you got to put that shit back. And then they put it back and it deletes that stream, and then everything kind of goes as it should have. That's the only way it really would work.
Yeah. Yeah, but then also you have to wonder, like, okay, is that not extreme enough for the TVA to get involved? They're very finicky about when they choose to get involved and when they don't.
Right? Yeah, which is weird, right? Because the TVA kind of exists outside of time. And then there's also, this is why you don't really fuck with time travel if you really know what you're doing. Because there's also like, shouldn't the shit have flipped back the moment that they decided they were going to put it back?
Yeah.
Like, because she shows up very early in the episode. And she's like, you have to put this back. And then as soon as she disappears, Prince Tafari's like, we should put it back. And then I'm like, oh, well, what are they going to do for the other 20 minutes?
Right. So I guess they had to like physically go through with it. Yeah. But not to harp on like little things in that episode, but I thought there'd be like more pushback from Kuda, because at first she's like, no, we have to, go through the mission. And then, was it Tafari?
Yeah, Prince Tafari.
Yeah, Tafari, he was like, well, no, I really think we should put it back. And then Kuda's like, yeah, you're right.
Well, he is royalty.
Okay.
He actually does go, well, I am the prince. He does say that to him. Yeah,
but it's like, are you really that, like, it was that easy? Like, I get that you're the prince, but at the same time, you have a mission, and like it's your job to kind of usher this young man and
that's true.
The right direction.
He did reveal though that the secret she revealed about the pregnancy was legit. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was convincing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't know how far in the future this place that takes place, but do you think there's some kind of tie-in there to her?
it's possible, but it's way in the future. I think they said it was like 500 years.
She could be really old.
That's true. I mean, she could. I mean, Vibranium do some wild shit now.
Yeah, you know.
So let's talk about these episodes, man. So
Let's do it.
episode 1 is called Into the Lion's Den, and this one takes place in 2060 BC. And honestly, I think out of all the characters, Nani here was one of my favorites in this show. She's like a disgraced Dora Milaje, right? So she was in the Dora Milaje. She got stripped of her rank, and they send her after this former war dog.
Yep.
I don't even think they were called the war dogs yet at this point in time.
Yeah, probably not. The Hatut Zeraze,
Yeah.
like their Wakandan name. But this guy goes by the name of the Lion. And yeah, he has some Wakandan tech. And I guess the fear is that he's gonna potentially expose this tech to like the rest of the world, so everyone would know about and have access to Wakanda technology. And that's kind of a big no-no for Wakanda.
This motherfucker had 40 nations.
Bruh.
He had a Samoan. He had a samurai. He had a motherfucker that was clearly from the Fire Nation. He had a Viking. Yeah. I mean, he had everything.
You know, I didn't have the time, but I really wanted to go back and rewatch this episode because, to no fault of this show's own, this ended up being, I guess, my quote-unquote least favorite episode. And it's not because of the quality of the show or anything. Like, in a lot of ways, this is one of the best. It ended up being my least favorite because I was so thrown off by what this show is versus what I thought it was going to be, you know?
Wow.
You know, I was like, okay, so this is what, all right. But then, like, by the time I got halfway through episode 2, I was like, okay, this show is just, this is what it is.
I will say that one thing that all these episodes have in common, especially 3, is the action is really good.
The action is very good in this show.
And there's some surprisingly brutal kills in it, too.
Yeah, especially since, like, this style of animation, you wouldn't really expect it.
Right.
But, yeah, this show is not afraid to get quite violent and very creative with the use of action. So all of the action scenes throughout these episodes really kept me engaged. So I can't knock the show for that.
Yeah, and I also, like, this first episode as well, it really doesn't benefit from the fact that it's only got a 30-minute runtime total. So it's got to set all this stuff up for you, introduce you to these two very complex characters that are the antagonist and the protagonist. And you really don't get a ton of the Lion. Most of what you get from the Lion is through exposition of other characters.
Yep.
And you have to also introduce that this dude was basically like Alexander the Great before Alexander the Great. He's got all these different nations working for him. And I really enjoyed the dialogue between Nani and the Lion when they finally met. And much like the original Black Panther movie, it was really hard to not kind of see it from his point of view. Yeah. This dude dumped all his points into charisma.
Yeah.
He was just a fighter with like 22 charisma.
Yeah. No, he was cooking at some points. He was.
Yeah, I mean, he had some very valid points. He was like, I mean, I'm not trying to like take Wakanda down or anything. He's like, I just don't want to be in their cage.
Yeah.
He's like, and neither do you. I can tell you don't. And obviously, like, what he said there really affected her because as we see at the end of the episode, when she goes back, she's offered, her spot in the Dora Milaje, and she turns it down, which I really liked.
Yeah. I like that as well, and it tracked. It made sense. And, I thought it was a solid episode. Man, I really wish this show had, I almost said more marketing. I wish it had marketing. I wish they put anything into letting people know, hey, we have this new show out and this is what it's going to be about. Because Yeah, like there was just zero promotion on it, and so even me who was looking forward to the show and knew that the show was coming at some point was thrown off by what the show was.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the show for what it is, right, it's pretty good. If you're looking at like, okay, it's Wakanda-based stories in the past about war dogs taking these ancient artifacts, and they got 30 minutes. If you take all those constraints into play, they do a pretty good job with it, especially the production value.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I thought that episode 1 was actually pretty solid overall. Like, I had a good time with it, you know. It's one of those things like you're waiting in line at Universal or Disney for you don't have the fast pass, so you're waiting in line with the rest of the brokies,
right?
And 90 minutes later you get to experience that 5-minute ride, and then it's on to the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think this second episode here was my least favorite. This next one is a Troy tie-in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I normally would really have loved. But, so we actually get Memnon here. And this one takes place not too long after the first episode.
Yeah, yeah.
And Memnon is one of Nani from the first episode's agents. You find that out at the end. I really liked him as a character. But I don't know. For something about this just didn't do it for me. I don't know. Like, first of all, I definitely did not expect to see Achilles and Odysseus and shit in this show.
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess with characters like that, like there are no rights. Like they're just whoever has interpretation.
Yeah, I mean they're historical figures.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like being a war dog and getting that assignment? And be like, yeah, we need you to recover this necklace. Cool, where that?
Yeah.
Well,
here are the coordinates.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hell, it took them, was it 9 years?
Yeah.
Well,
because, that war lasts like 40 years or some shit, didn't it? Some crazy amount of time.
So it was a long time. I'm like, man, y'all going to have to keep me on retainer.
Right? It really was a long time ago. A real long time ago. Let's see.
Back in 1200.
Let's see. How long was the Trojan War? It lasted 10 years.
Gee.
Yeah, well, because the scene where he finally got the necklace was at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. This was kind of an interesting telling of events, I do like this in parts. I definitely understand why a lot of people wouldn't. And I even thought this while watching the episode, like, there's a lot of people out there who really feel strongly about Achilles and having this random, not even the Black Panther, just a random Wakandan. I can't call him just a random Wakandan. He was a war dog, but
right.
Straight up. I mean, it was a fight, but he got the best of Achilles.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, Steve Rogers trying to fight Proxima Midnight.
Yeah.
Okay, he is like peak fucking human. But
yeah.
but Proxima Midnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you have this being of immense power. It'd be like fucking Captain America trying to fight Superman.
Yeah.
And now that's not the exact.
Yeah, maybe they divided in that wide.
Yeah, it's not that wide, but like this dude had Wakandan technology.
Right.
Like Achilles would lose to Frank Castle because he has a fucking machine gun.
I'm sure Frank would know enough to like, I'll shoot him in the Achilles first, and then I'll shoot him in the head.
Yeah. And then I'll shoot him in his other ankle.
Yeah.
And then probably one more for the head just in case.
Just to be sure.
The good old double tap.
Yeah. Quadruple tap.
Yeah. Frank Castle has a grenade launcher. Is he a better fighter than Achilles? No. But Achilles does not have the legendary items.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he ain't got those golden items,
Yeah, he has the level 1 items.
Right.
he has a spear that's like some like villager made.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm pretty sure he'd also think this Frank Castle guy's fucking crazy.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so. Frank Castle's bringing a flamethrower to that fight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Memnon had all this, he had all this Wakanda technology, so it completely makes sense to me that he would be able to beat Achilles. As a matter of fact, big ups to Achilles for like almost winning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that shit was again, it was a good fight. This was one of those things where as a viewer, I became frustrated because I just felt like this is the time where you should talk to him.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Achilles is understandably very upset right now.
Yeah.
And maybe you should say something. Even the whole truth would be better than just, you don't understand, I don't have time for this, blah, blah, blah. That's the wrong thing to say.
Right. He was real pissed.
Yeah. So, yeah, that could have been handled a little differently.
We actually already covered the perfect analogy for this earlier. It's fucking Daredevil versus Spider-Man.
Yeah. Except replace skill with tech. And, and there, you have it.
Yeah, it's like Achilles is the better fighter here. But other than the fact, I thought it was a weird choice. Like, there's a part where he catches Memnon on fire.
Yeah.
And then he German suplexes him into some water.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And I'm like, kudos to you for doing the German suplex. I don't think you've been to Germany.
Yeah, I don't think it exists yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's extremely impressive,
Yeah. That's the world's first German suplex.
Right.
Achilles is like, I'm going to grab this motherfucker by the waist and yeet him over there.
Yeet him over there, yeah. It's going to be great.
And thus, Achilles invented the German suplex.
Yeah, you see, like, actually with the landmass, where he suplexed him onto was technically right on the boundaries of what will one day become Germany.
God damn it. It would not. But if you don't have a map and pretend real hard, then sure. Yeah, it's believable.
Yeah, of course it is. It is interesting, though, how, like, at the end of both these first two episodes, there seem to be kind of regrets from our protagonist,
Oh, yeah, especially in this one, man, because Memnon's like, dude, I was out there for 10 years amongst the regular world just trying to get back here, and now that I'm back here, I feel way more alone than I did out there. You got to think about it, man. He was in the trenches with Achilles every day.
Yeah.
Like, he essentially killed his brother for Wakanda. And this just goes to show that Wakanda was not always in the right. I mean, we even see that even in the first Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Even at the end of it, T'Challa admits that he was wrong,
Yeah. It's just one of those things where I wish they had more time to devote to these episodes to explore some of these things more. But they didn't. So, they don't.
Episode 3 is called Lost and Found. And we both talked about this one being our favorite episode. Basha has to be the worst fucking war dog.
Yeah, like, apparently within that 200-year time frame. No, wait. Whoa, way more than that.
No, yeah, it's a lot more than that.
But, like, apparently there's, like, a huge drop-off of what it takes to be a war dog, because...
And then it, like, comes back up before modern times. Because... Yeah, man, Basha here, he's kind of trash, to be honest.
A little bit, right? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what his attributes are. I guess he put all his points also into charisma.
He did. This dude is definitely a bard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, yeah, it depends on who you ask, but he allegedly went to Kunlun and fucked the Iron Fist.
Yeah. And then made off with the ancient ceremonial statue of their people.
Right. And then bragged and talked shit, the whole way.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah. And like in classic bard fashion, his dick got him in trouble.
Yeah. Every time.
Right. So yeah, he's 100% a bard.
And what's really crazy is I wasn't sure that they were in Kunlun at the beginning. Does it say that?
In the description it does, but in the episode I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, so like he just says China, I think,
Yeah.
in the episode.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, well, they got this like ancient mystery of there being a dragon, blah blah blah. And I, as soon as they said that, it was like, were there any dragons? You know, and he's like, nope, no confirmed sightings. It seems just to be mysticism or whatever. And I was like, we do know that there are at least 2 dragons.
Yeah.
There's the Iron, there's Shallow, and then there's whatever the one from the Ten Rings or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Fin Boom.
Yeah. I did not remember the Shang-Chi dragon. That motherfucker got hit with a Kamehameha wave.
It was not made out of bats, though.
It was not.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have been as effective. I don't think. I think he would have just been like, "You just brought me lunch. I don't really like bat, but I'll take the free food."
This was interesting because I'm trying to remember at the beginning of the episode, do we see the Iron Fist mask? Because like he leaves her sleeping, and
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do either. Yeah.
And then she shows up with it, and you know she's like, "I bested Shao Lao" or whatever, and I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "This is not going to go well for really any of you."
No.
And he definitely is a bar because at the end he resolves the whole thing by talking, like sitting down and talking her out of it.
Yeah, talking her out of it and then lying to his superior
successfully multiple times. And hilariously, the whole thing was like the tongue of the dragon was what was made out of vibranium, and that's all he had to bring back.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm like, man, you think that while they was fucking, he would have realized there's something different about this one,
right?
You know,
the Iron Fist seems to be able to like completely kind of maybe not turn off, but like kind of mask their power. Yeah.
And that's what Danny Rand did throughout the Iron Fist TV show. That's why it seems like he's so incapable because he's just masking it the whole time.
Oh, okay. He's just like cosplaying as like the most vanilla white boy in New York.
Yeah.
I see. Except for that one time where he punched Luke Cage.
Yeah. Except for that one time, yeah. Oh man, I'll never forget watching Defenders and watching Daredevil just embarrass Iron Fist, and I was like, normally I'd be upset, but I can't be.
No, because this is how it would go based on what we have.
Yeah, based on what we have, I can't see this going any other way. Just dodge the glowy fist, Matt, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as you don't let him hit you with that, you should be okay. If he hits you with that, you go in the hospital.
Yeah. But no, this was an interesting episode because it felt formatted the most differently so far,
Yeah.
And I do like the way that this was resolved with, Iron Fist taking the statue but leaving the vibranium tongue of the dragon behind. And I mean, it was just the easiest way to resolve the issue. And she was like, if you just talked to me, we probably could have saved a lot of trouble.
This is the most anthology of all the episodes too, because this thing is not tied to not nothing.
Nope.
It's literally just kind of it's almost like a what if episode where it's just like, oh well, what if a really shitty guy ended up being a war dog, but he had the Riz.
Yeah, that's what it is, and like it was a cool excuse to bring in the Iron Fist.
It was, and I would have liked to kind of see some other kind of stuff like that, and we really didn't get a lot of that, if any.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's been done in the comics already, obviously, but it would have been great to have seen like T'Challa's granddad encounter Captain America.
Right.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Here we are
without that moment or that fight. So, this got me thinking, man. They also could have done this same format with like Asgard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of things they could have done there. Like, instead of like ancient artifacts, be like things from Odin's treasure room.
Right. Yeah. That is assuming that they didn't destroy that already.
Well, yeah. Well, it may be destroyed now, but like thousands of years ago, it was still there.
Yeah, and also like the main characters we would have wanted to see in that, they already killed almost all of them off screen.
Well, they could be other characters. It's thousands of years ago. So,
okay. I see.
Yeah.
Picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah, you picking it up. Yeah. And then we already kind of talked a little bit about the last episode here, The Last Panther. And, so even this one is 1896, so definitely by far the most close to current times.
Yeah, I mean, they had cannons.
Yeah. A vibranium cannon would suck balls to get hit by.
I think it would suck balls to get hit by a regular old cannon.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, if us sitting right here now, you get hit with a regular cannon, I'm like, oh my gosh, Caleb just turned into red mist. That's awful. But if you get hit with a vibranium cannon ball, then so do I.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're going to be dead. You don't want me to get hit by a regular cannonball right now because it's also going to destroy all the armies behind me.
Yeah, I would be so upset. I got to get new comments and a new co-host. This is going to be awful.
Yeah, this is going to be terrible. You just move some in from out there.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so, we spoke about this one. There is a prince named Tafari. He is the third son of whoever the current Black Panther is. And his mentor is Kuda. He's kind of old grizzled mentor, and they're, having this lesson, but they're there to retrieve a vibranium axe, and they never really tell you like what's the importance of this axe, like what's the what's the meaning of it until the very end of the episode, and we touched on that lightly, but. Tafari, he quite easily retrieves the axe.
Right.
He gets that shit, no problem. But then there is this fucking armored badass who shows up out of nowhere and just starts beating ass.
Did you realize that they were from the future before that reveal happened?
I didn't suspect any time travel. I didn't think they were going to go that way. So,
see, I actually recognized the axe.
Oh, did you?
It's actually the same. So interestingly enough, and then the axe is like the kind of running theme throughout the show. In the very first episode, the lion has the axe and the mask.
Oh,
that
Killmonger.
That Killmonger,
uses.
Or that Killmonger gets in the Black Panther movie, and I did recognize them there, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's something. And then when the axe started sinking, when she tried to get it, I was like, oh, well, that can't live down there forever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I didn't recognize the axe until that the little end scene there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this it's a cool wink and a nod, but again, ultimately, I don't know if it means much.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, none of this really does. Did you know that there was a Italian-Ethiopian war?
No.
Yeah, that's like what they're in the middle of at the beginning of this episode.
That's the war, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that's the war, and it's a real thing, and there were two of them.
Damn.
I didn't know there was one war.
Damn, they got real beef.
Yeah, I never knew that those two countries went to war. Yeah, but I looked it up. It was a real thing.
Italy and Ethiopia. I mean, no disrespect to any of our Italian homies out there, but I'm assuming that y'all just wasn't minding y'all motherfucking business because there's no reason y'all should just bump into each other.
Right. Yeah, this is like really fucking random. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you look at the Russia and Ukraine stuff and you're like, okay, this isn't all right, but you can see how there'd be a problem here. But like, if Ukraine went to war with Australia, you'd be like, huh.
And then if they did it twice, I'm like, no, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Stop going over there.
Yeah. I mean, and I didn't look up really any details about this war, but I have this odd feeling that it didn't take place in Italy.
Yeah, something tells me that people from Italy came over twice to Ethiopia
and started some bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. Just guessing.
Yeah, we could be wrong.
Now, it would be funny as fuck is like we look it up and there's like a bunch of like a fucking decked out Ethiopian army in the streets of Italy just killing motherfuckers.
Like, how did we never hear about it?
I was like, yeah, okay.
It's propaganda.
Yeah, there's no way this happened. This is AI.
Yeah.
They didn't have cameras.
Shit. Goddamn.
Maybe they just met up in the middle. They just fucked up some poor. Like somebody just sent a raven, like, motherfucker, I hate you. And they wrote back, I hate you too.
We hate you too, motherfucker.
And then there's like, meet me wherever.
Yeah, they're like, where the fuck is that? And
yeah.
Like,
yeah. Meet me in Milan for whatever.
Yeah.
Fisticuffs.
Oh, shit. And then they brought, more than fist.
Spears and the elephants from Lord of the Rings.
God damn. Shit. All right. Well, there's your history lesson for the day, folks.
That's right. The more you know.
The more you know. That's going to be the next button so I can finally place Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we legally can't hit that anymore.
Right.
We only had the license, until the movie came out.
The movie came out, and then it's only going to get more expensive in like 2 weeks when they release it on digital.
Jesus. I bet it is. I bet it does come out on Disney Plus like in September, for sure.
That's crazy, bro.
I know. I am hyped to watch Superman again when it comes out on Friday.
Yeah. I gotta see it a few more times to catch up to you.
Yeah, I've seen it 4 times. So, and I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah, I mean it's a damn good movie.
It really is.
I think I can watch it one more time and it'll hold me over till Peacemaker, which is like next week.
Right. Yeah.
I guess like to kind of wrap up this the Last Panther episode here, like they are encroached upon by the future queen of Wakanda, the last. By the way things are going in her timeline, and man, do I wish this episode had more time because I was like, hold up, wait a minute, what the fuck is this horde?
Yeah.
Like. And give me more detail about why it's fucking up Earth, and like, can we get some more here? Like, because this is something.
It's very don't think about it, Morty.
Yeah,
the whole episode, like all the concepts are solid, and they're all things that we would want to see, but the episode just doesn't have enough time. It just jumps from thing to thing to thing really quickly.
Yep,
and. You get the most time with Kuda and Prince Tafari, but even then, I bet if you looked at it, I bet they only have maybe 6 minutes of screen time here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were talking about the action earlier, and there's this one shot in this episode, The Last Panther, where we're with the Queen Black Panther in the future, and she's fighting one of those giant horror things, and like. She's saved by Adora Milaje, and the Adora Milaje is like, my queen, we must, and then the Adora Milaje gets fucking damn near eaten by one of these things, and then she gets fucking yeeted to who knows where. I was like, that's an awful way to go.
It really is.
Yeah, fucking awful way to go. But no, anywho, to kind of make a long story short here, Teferi, he's like, yeah, man, let's go put the axe back. And so they do. And then things are set right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're the third son of a king, Teferi has a good point. He ain't never becoming Black Panther.
Oh, no. A lot of people got to die for him to be Black Panther.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically, if he felt so inclined, he could challenge, and then have like the fight, but that's probably also frowned upon,
Yeah, and probably Prince Tafari here, he doesn't really seem, he doesn't really seem like the beat him up kind of person.
Yeah, something tells me his other 2 brothers are probably much larger than him.
Yeah, and I mean, his brother might be an asshole. He might be like, hey, dog, if you challenge me, I'm going to toss you off that fucking waterfall.
And when I do it, I'm gonna be like, "Don't go chasing waterfalls."
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna eat you off the waterfall.
Yeah, and then that's gonna be the last we see of you.
Yeah. You should have listened to the rivers and the lakes like you used to.
Oh my God. What the fuck, man? We're only an hour and 19 minutes into this. This is 2 hour 30-minute antics.
Right. Well, hey, look, it's not our fault that Marvel gave us 72 minutes of material.
That's true. That's true. That's true. This is a short one, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. And like, I don't know. We could like speculate and extrapolate on this for hours, but at the end of the day, I mean, what we get here is just kind of crumbs. Mm-hmm. You know?
I mean, I have no problem revisiting the past of Wakanda because, again, it's so vast and so rich. But they really just gave us kind of crumbs here. And then had the audacity to be like, yeah, this is canon to the MCU. What's canon?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a bunch of things that I guess, okay, they happened in the past. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I mean, like, honestly, if you just really, really want some Wakandan lore, and you're willing to sit around for 2 hours for, like we said, crumbs, it's worth it. But at the end of the day, it's like they just made this to fill time on D+.
Yeah. Yeah, if you really want to scratch that itch, just read Wakanda World of Black Panther. Phenomenal Omni. So yeah, that would definitely scratch the itch more than this. But I guess just sticking on the Black Panther line for a bit here, what does Marvel do next with this franchise, the Black Panther franchise?
I am still holding out hope that we will actually get a Black Panther 3 in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and they're just kind of holding back that announcement because, I mean, it's going to be strange to have nothing in between them.
Yeah. I can also see Marvel holding back on some of these movies until after Secret Wars, because if they do decide to go through with like the soft reboot, then that's going to make void some of these movies that they have in mind,
I can totally see them, they got out of using numbers in their movies. They haven't done that, I think, since Iron Man 2. I think that's it.
Damn.
Guardians of the Galaxy is called Volume 2.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, if you look at it like with Thor, they just went with the Dark World. Mm-hmm. With Captain America, they just went with the Winter Soldier. So they really don't they don't do a lot of numbers on their stuff. And I think a lot of that is just to kind of just iterate that this is just like, okay, well, this is another story in this hero's journey or whatever. If they are going to do a Secret Wars, they're going to do Secret Wars, but if part of Secret Wars is going to be that they're going to bring in a new T'Challa, which I think is smart, then I think it makes sense to let them be the lead in the new Black Panther movie.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
I think it would be weird to do one with Shuri now and then bring another T'Challa in.
Yeah, that would be weird.
So
yeah,
not that I'm against one starring Shuri. I'm not against that.
Right.
But I do think that if the play is to recast T'Challa via Secret Wars, then I would put Black Panther after Secret Wars. And at the end of the day, I mean, it may not be the worst thing in the world for Marvel to put Doomsday out and then not release anything at all until Secret Wars, because if you're going to go with this idea of, okay, well, all the heroes are going to get pulled into the war world or whatever, you can't exactly have very much go on in the MCU of note while all the heroes are gone.
That's true. I mean, honestly, that is where like your street level stuff would thrive.
Yeah, or Young Avengers.
Yeah, because technically, there would be no heroes on Earth.
Yeah, and I do think, and it is rumored that Young Avengers are going to have a significant role in Secret Wars. So I think they will go that route where it's like they're the ones protecting the Earth while all this other shit goes on.
Yeah, I'm all for like having the Young Avengers be the ones who form, because there are no other heroes on Earth. I think it should be its own thing, though, and I don't think that it should be like part of the Secret Wars movie.
Yeah.
But then also there's the whole thing of, okay, who all is going to be in the MCU Young Avengers? Kate, Kamala,
and then a bunch of other people.
Are they going to throw in America Chavez?
America Chavez. They're going to throw in Love. They're going to throw in the Hulk's kid.
It's getting worse, dog.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck.
That's what I'm saying, man. I think they wanted to do a Young Avengers movie, but now I don't think they will for two reasons. Number one, nobody wants to see the shit. And number two, all these characters are going to be like 30 by the time they come out with it.
That is the issue, right? Oh, so here's the thing. If they're going to do it, you got to have Kamala, you got to have Kate. Yeah, you got to have I always get them confused, and I shouldn't. Eli Bradley, the grandson of the OG.
Yeah.
He's got to be in. He was only in like one episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but shit, like why not have him? You got Wiccan and Speed.
I would love for a Wiccan to be in it because he's awesome.
Yeah. Speed, I guess, won't come around until the Vision TV show.
Why don't they just make it a Wiccan / Kamala / Kate Bishop production? It's just about the three of them.
It probably still will be.
It's called Three Heroes. And Dr. Doom is coming. He's bringing a Spanish Armada.
Oh, okay. See, this is why Kevin Feige doesn't return our phone calls anymore.
That's true, man. He really is not talking to me anymore.
You know, it's weird, man, because like I've been shooting him ideas about Black Panther 3, and I know he likes him a lot, but for whatever reason, like, I mean, he's probably just busy, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet about when we start filming, and so
he was very upset with me. Like last time I texted him, he just texted me back and he was like, because I messaged him and I said, Kevin, like, hey man, I've been shooting you ideas like normal. Why haven't you been getting back to me? And he was like, you probably missed my text while you were watching Superman 4 times, bitch. And then I haven't heard from
him. I'm sure that was just a joke.
Yeah,
he didn't mean that. I'm sure,
However, I will say that old Kate Bishop, what's the actress's name? Haley Steinfeld.
Yep. She
let it slip on the red carpet that she was in Avengers, and then later on they were like, "Yeah, they asked if you were filming with Doomsday or whatever, and you said yes." And he's like, "Does that confirm you're in Avengers?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't remember that." And I was like,
So wow. You think that's Secret Wars or Doomsday?
I would guess
they probably at this point. Do they even know? Because they're filming them kind of.
Earlier in the episode when we were going through the news, we didn't even talk about the fucking Ryan Reynolds thing.
Yeah, what do you make of it? Well, explain to the homies what it is.
So Ryan Reynolds put out a thing where he kind of had spray painted. It was on his social media where he had spray painted like the Anarchy A over the Avengers logo. And of course, this is, I think, for everybody kind of hinting like, okay, well, Deadpool is going to be in Avengers, which at this point, I think they're trying to do anything they can to hype this thing. Obviously, there are concerns with ultimately like putting Daredevil in with putting also him, but with putting Deadpool in the big ensemble. Like, I feel like you have to use him. You either got to tone him down or you have to use him sparingly because, you can't have them explaining like how they're going to take down Doom and then he makes a bunch of dick jokes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then also you have to wonder, would Marvel take advantage of their one F-bomb rule?
I mean, trust me, like if they do the whole gimmick where like he talks about that they only have the one F-bomb for the whole movie and then like Logan uses it and he can't, but, like that, even though that gag has been on the internet for a decade, it would still be hilarious.
It would.
They should still do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Even funnier, it should come from like someone who you don't expect it from, like Spider-Man.
No, it needs to be Wolverine. Yeah, he needs to do it on purpose.
God damn.
But it would be hilarious. Like, Sony would never allow them to have Tom Holland do it. But oh my god, I would lose my mind. Actually, technically, Tom Holland already said "fuck" in the Spider-Man movie. They cut it. It's the end scene from Far From Home. Yeah. He's like, "What the?" And then they cut it. Yeah.
Well, so now he can do the same thing, like at the end of Doomsday, and Doom gets his mask knocked off, and Peter's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I wish there were something more to talk about here with this Eyes of Wakanda, but there's only 2 eyes and 4 episodes. So,
bro, I'm sitting here looking at the time like, I feel like we've been bullshitting a lot, and we're only at 1 hour and 30 minutes. We ran down the whole show in like 40 minutes.
That's it. That's all there is.
You want to score this thing?
Yeah, let's go ahead and score this thing and get out of here, man. Yeah. I feel like I went first last time. Dylan went first last time, technically.
Dylan went first last. I'll go first. Okay. I'll go first. Okay. Listen, this show is fine. It's just fine. Like, it's fine. Like, it's you're not gonna watch it and go, you know what, I wasted the fuck out of my time. But you might watch it and go, I could have lived without it. You know, it's very take it or leave it. The art style is good. The action is good. I think the voice work is pretty good. If I had any complaints here, it's the sound mixing is kind of off on some of these episodes. Like, I had to turn my volume way the fuck up in some of these to understand what they were saying. But that's just like a minor like production issue. Ultimately, for what this show is, it's fine. Is it going to have any impact on the MCU? No. Are you going to gain any like knowledge that you know is really going to make your brain wrinkle here? No. Is it just some cool lore about various war dogs throughout history? Sure. If you're into that thing, you probably really like this. For me, I'm going to give it the vanilla AF score it deserves, and I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah. I watched this TV show and I think to myself, there's nothing overtly bad about this show at all, but there's also nothing that's overly interesting about it either. So they have some cool concepts and they have some interesting themes, and at best it leaves me wishing that they had more time to explore some of these stories and characters to get more depth, and at worst it makes me feel like I could be, you know, maybe doing something else with my time. I think the action in these episodes are really good. I mean, I had a really fun time watching the action here, especially how like they don't all fight the same. You know, everyone fights differently, and that's something that I noticed that I think is really cool. And it's just a creative use of the action they have going on here. I agree with you, Caleb. I think that the voice acting is really well done here. And, I mean, that's something that's super necessary in an animated show like this. I wish that this show served a greater purpose. I wish that it had, like, something to kind of tie it together, something to make it feel cohesive instead of just a bunch of random stories, most of which don't even take place in Wakanda. But judging this show on its own merit and not what I want it to be, I give this show a 7.2.
There you have it, folks.
There you have it.
There's Eyes of Wakanda. You know, like we said, it was fine. It doesn't really justify existing, but just as like, you know, something to throw in the ever expanding MCU catalog, it's fine. You could definitely find worse things in there.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
You could definitely find better things in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you've watched all the better things in there like 100 times, maybe check this out.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
agreed. Well, homies, next week we will be ranking the Phase 5 of the MCU. That's going to be interesting, especially considering that I've gotten to the point where I don't know where Phase 4 ends and 5 begins.
When did you say Peacemaker comes out?
August 21st. That is next Thursday.
So what I think we ought to do then is I think we should try to get that first episode in.
Let's do it.
Before we go to Dragon Con.
Yeah, so it had to be that Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday.
Yeah, so we won't be able to do the Sunday.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
Well, actually, I think that con ends at 5. So I theoretically could do it that night. We'd have to do it at like 8 or something.
Right.
And then I also would be up to do it that Tuesday as well, I think, before we go.
Yeah.
Because we leave on the 27th.
Tuesday would be easy for me.
I'm pretty sure I took the day off. I think I just took fucking Tuesday off too. I just said fuck it. I was like, I'm gonna go to work Monday, not really do anything, and then be off for like a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we'll get it. We'll figure it out. We'll get it done before we leave for Dragon Con. That way, we won't be behind.
Yeah, we won't be behind. We won't leave you guys all lonely and stranded. You guys have content.
We can do it that Friday if you want.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I'd be down.
It's like the next day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you let me know when you want to do it, and I'll definitely be down for it. So yeah, homies, we will have content for you guys, ranking Phase 5 of the MCU, followed by a Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1 review. Really looking forward to both those episodes. So yeah, that'd be a whole lot of fun here. And then, like you said, man, the Dragon Con review. That's going to be a lot of fun also.
Always a fun time. I can't wait to get, we're going to have to see if we can get Dylan on that one.
Yeah.
This is his first time. We're going to hear from a first timer.
Right. We did one last year, right?
Yeah.
Did we have
me, you, Oz, and Brendan.
Okay.
I think we talked about Dick and Nips for an hour and a half. Listen, if you thought that the Saga review was unhinged, the Dragon Con review is unhinged by nature.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be unhinged.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be unhinged because we were drunk for half of it.
Yeah. So. And it's going to be real crazy.
Yeah.
And real unhinged.
Absolutely. And we will have a lot of fun stories for you guys coming back from Dragon Con, so look forward to that as well. It's going to be a lot of fun things coming down the pipeline, guys. And yes, we will at some point set an official date for Doomsday Clock for realsies. But that's going to be all for now. Caleb, do you have anything else?
No, that's it, man. Yeah, that's all I got. We will be right back with all the content you can possibly imagine.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun time. But, homies, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed this in-depth analysis of Spider-Man Brand New Day and also us talking about Eyes of Wakanda. But that's going to be all for now. We will see you guys again soon. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
And I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.